Welcome to Phoenix Sim Sports.
Takes the win at Le Mans.
What a performance. Absolutely incredible racing. The wait for season 16 is over. And with that, new challenges arrive. Where the round the paddock is for champion is looking to be Alpine.
It's another race win here for Ballicator.
Ryan Ward is making a heroic comeback after having a very difficult start.
Season 16 is here. 10 rounds, multiple circuits. It's the ultimate test of skill and endurance.
From the first green flag to the final checkered, only one can rise above. Speed, strategy, precision. The smallest mistake caused it. Only the fearless will rise above. This is Phoenix Sim Sports. Season 16 begins now.
Hello everyone and a very warm welcome here to round 2 of the Phoenix Sim Sport Le Mans series. We're taking it place all the way over to the South American continent for Interlagos, often regarded as a fan favourite here and also a driver's favourite here. One of the relatively short tracks that we have there on the calendar, but notorious for its sweeping elevation changes and its corners, means that it's going to make it a very, very good test for these drivers through here today. Thank you all very much for watching. I am Amir Oates and I think we will get through another second commentator at the very few short moments, but until then we will wait for more affirmation for that. But indeed, round 2, so there's going to be a couple more races through left to go. So after for Interlagos, going over through to Spa-Francorchamps, then over through to Sebring, coming on through to Imola in Circuit di Enzo Ferrari, and then we're back over Dover to where it concluded last time round over at Fuji. This time we're taking over for the classic one at 60 minutes instead of 2 hours this time. Then over to a new track for Silverstone, which was introduced over through the ELMS pack that we've had introduced through at the start of the season. Then over to the Le Mans in round 8. A very, very technical track for that one was. Big challenges through last time, so provides more or less the similar sort of challenges this time around, especially being later to the season Le Mans. Well, then through to Algarve in Circuit de Portimao, and then the final round is going to take place at a rather unusual one. We don't usually see a lot of championships hold the finale here, but Monza is going to be the one that holds for the grand finale here. A very historic track, and probably one of the most important venues in the Italian motorsport scene. One that drivers will indeed have known a lot through about. So, as per usual, we're going to see the usual through suspects, as I've just lifted up through a little bit, just so you guys can through here. And indeed, so let me see. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Interlagos is, as I mentioned before, a really, really important venue in the South American motorsports, but in regards to that in the endurance side of things, because we do know it's often notorious for, especially for the 1970s in F1, for moving over to Rio de Janeiro and then back over to Sao Paulo after it's been reformatted at the start of the 90s. But WEC has been hosted for the races, so for example the 6 hours of Sao Paulo after been a staple in the beginning of the World Endurance Championship, and then comes over through and makes its name stay here. 2024 to 2025 will be through the 6 hours of Sao Paulo, and of course just nearby through here also the Sao Paulo city centre also hosts for the Formula E, so it's one of the few cities in the world where hosts both Formula 1, Formula E and the World Endurance Championship, which will make this through all the more interesting. A reminder through for what happened for the last time round of the race results. Kenzo Crucial-Blin gets over for his first win, and as a result bags through the first ever 38 points that we'll see from a driver for today. Isen Gutierrez over down through second, with Dov Myers in third, with Max Frantic 4th, Matt Socorro in 5th, with Ben Ward upon his hypercar debut in 6th, with Matt Marquez falling down from behind. 7th there for the Portuguese driver, still Danny the same, one of the few ones actually that kept through his same machinery last season he does this season. Benito Luis following down from behind in 8th, with Amoria Mar in 9th. That was a Peugeot 6, 7, 8, 9 right there, and Frantic and Socorro made it through a BMW 4-5. So outside of that, we got Ryan Ward, who still sticks into the Ferrari, struggling a little bit more as he's now in 10th, with Andrew Taggart also struggling a little bit over for the midfield, over 11th, but Cavdal Pearson struggled immensely, down in for 12th, with Adrian Sachamir also in amidst of that. Well, Jacob Shabora and Hendricks would also follow on through suit with that. So that was been a very hectic race indeed. Hendricks was the only one that did not finish through in the hypercars. So, but Kenzo's got himself to a very good stop. But Gutierrez, Myers, Francis, and Kuro, do keep an eye out for them. If their momentum is to go for the way it stands, that's going to be pretty interesting to see where that develops. Then over through to the GT3's Max kit. That is the first time that we have seen someone not letting Bradley Cater that has won through a GT3 race. In fact, the last time that we have seen someone win that sort of situation was indeed Ben Ward. That's now in the hypercars. Now Bradley Cater up through into 2nd, with Kevin Rivera continuing on through with his putting momentum and continuing on through with last season. So it looks to be pretty good this now, donning the Mustang as Cater dons the Mercedes, and Max ironically is on the Lexus, the same car that Bradley dominated through time in and time out. So we outside that we got Samuel Bellman 4th, and then Silver Klepper 5th, with Linus Bukushkas 6th, Howard de Cox 7th, Brian Garcia in 8th, Brian Mass in 9th, and Michael Bartels 10th, James Booth in 11th. In fact, Bartels and Booth, one of the few retirements as well. So these were the 2 retirements, and then Mass 3 laps down, but was indeed classified, flew on to the end. Yeah, so a very hectic race that we're, I think, just going to watch over here. So and we back over now onto the scene. So everything should be all good now as it stands. We'll see how much more it goes, but we will see through how the rest of this will develop. This is still just practice. Qualifying will begin very, very soon. In fact, the clock has struck down 30, so we will go through on it. Just waiting over through to see what the situation through is, but as we have here for Van Awards, the fastest one, they're currently out through on track with a 24.5. Cavdal Peterson 2nd, who has also done very, very well. And then outside of that on the brackets, Socorro with Krushabin, the former Race 1 winner, over down in 4th, and Hendricks completes for the top 5 now during practice. I think I'm joined alongside with me here. Thank you very much. Ballon is alongside with me here today. Good afternoon, Ballon. How are you?
I'm doing very good, man. I mean, I watched last race and it was exciting, very fun to see. So, really excited to be in the booth along with you for this round.
Yep. I will set this up very quickly if I just can, so you can keep an eye on for all the events as it happens. Nasdaq 699, thank you very much to watching, and Rowan McCurney says, why am I the only Haston hypercar? Oh lord. The Valkyrie is not a death wish, but it's a difficult track for it to master, as I accidentally sent the wrong camera to you. My bad. There we go. There we go.
Alright. Yeah, kind of sad to not see a lot of Valkyries, because the aura that car has, just because of its engine, is already great. So
Yeah, it's a little bit sad, but on the other hand, I think you can sort of understand it. The one big surprise to me is that actually, when you look back over to the previous race results in the hypercars, everyone has seemed to go for the Peugeots, and I think about five of them have gone for the 2024 version, which is the wingless one, and then you've got two more. Waters didn't make it up last time, but then two more that is scheduled to compete are in the this year's version. So Peugeot seems to be one of the biggest gainers in terms of manufacturers here.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard from most drivers using it, or at least the ones I know from my team, that they think it's a much more stable platform compared to the other cars. Other cars are a bit more gimmicky according to other drivers, and they usually play into them because of their own driving style and their own preference.
That's actually very, very interesting to keep through that on note, especially when you consider like Ryan Wart was the previous championship winner, and Kenneth Dahl Peterson was they were both in the Ferrari and the Alpine respectively. They went all the way down to the second to last race until Kenneth couldn't attend, but Ryan is still in the Ferrari, but there's not a gain on Ferraris, and Peterson didn't actually stick with the Alpine. He moved over to the S16, I believe.
Yeah, all I know is I was talking to Scoro last week, I think, and he told me he chose a BMW because it's a bit more understeering, and that's what he really likes within his driving style. So that's his personal choice. I personally do not like an understeering car, but he apparently does. And looking at his pace right now, it's really working out decently for him.
I don't know. Well, I do know that some cars are understeer, but I never expect that BMW to be as heavyweight as it is to be quite an understeer car. But well, you live, you learn, I suppose. And I am still interested in how the rest of the cars will indeed develop as the night slowly starts coming in through. I think we have a scheduled 31 cars that have already set their laps, so we're expecting 31 cars out through here today. But looking over through into the multi-car class, split in twain, you can there see the usual protagonists. Hendricks actually gone fastest this time round, so he's always been quick, but he's still eyeing for his first hypercar class win. So hopefully he'll maybe have a better chance for here in Interlagos. Ben Ward, upon for making his return to the hypercars after being the GT3s last season, is eyeing through actually his first win completely. Peterson did struggle a lot for in race one, so the fact that he's in third is extremely good. But funnily, Cater is actually further away from Max Kidd this time. It's only 3/10 now.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be a close race between those two because both are very talented drivers and very fast in these GTs. So it's going to be very exciting to see the Mercedes take it up against the Lexus.
Bartels through on third with the Ferrari, and a newcomer, I think, to the series in form of Lotto. That is the BMW he's driving, so he'll be through in fourth. Spakushkas fifth, Booth in sixth. Rivera, one of the few one out on track. Struggling a little bit more, but again, this is still just practice. He's languishing through in seventh.
I must say, I really like the Mustang. A great sounding car in real life. You know, something different compared to a few other GTs.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to look back on through to the previous ones to see if Lotto is a newcomer, because I just want to be. I didn't know Sean Glynn was Irish. That's great.
I must say that Scoro has now taken the P1 spot in practice away from Hendricks, so that's a 1:24.269 from him. Very good lap, very close with Hendricks. I really hope they're gonna battle it out because I've raced with and against both of them in other series, so I know what they're both capable of. So
Indeed.
It can be a very good one.
Well, the skyline is starting to fade over here in Interlagos. we're seeing that was one of the McLarens heading over into the pits. But indeed, have you raced in Interlagos before? If so, what do you think the challenges that these drivers can expect here for not only just qualifying, because the track is notoriously, as we've seen, quite shorter than usually what we race in these venues, but also elevation heavy as well.
Yeah, I think the last time I raced around Interlagos was in a hypercar in an endurance event of about 6 hours together with Lorenzo Hendricks, who's P2 right now. For me, I mean, it was not a good race for myself. I had quite a bit of contact with GT3s, and that's because it isn't a very long track. It has quite a lot of corners, short runs, so you have to really be careful lapping the GTs. For me, one of the biggest issues was coming out of the Senna S onto the straight, because some cars wash out, other cars don't. So you can see a bit of contact there. Also, the Senna S in general, a pretty challenging corner because it's a short braking zone, but it's still downhill, left, right. You have to be careful there. It's going to be challenging to lap once the lapping process starts.
Okay, the light is on, so that means that we've skipped over through to the afternoon. I'm not sure if that was morning or not, but qualifying has now well and truly begin underway. So that means we're going to first see the GT3s come out for their 10 minutes, I believe, of qualifying, then followed by a 5-minute break, and then we have the GT3s. Max Kit, one of the first ones to exit for the pits.
Yep, and the green light's on as we're following him out of pit exit right now. In my opinion, a pit exit that I do not really like, but already having Cater, if I'm correct, on his tail in qualifying. Yep. We'll see if he lets him through or if they're gonna battle along on the outlap, but it's gonna be very important for them to get the right amount of temperature into their tires.
Absolutely. I think they're both just gonna follow for the trail, but both leaving out a bit of a gap. James Booth just building up for the pack behind them was Pukushkas and Lotto and Bellman right down from behind, so I think there will be, not sure if that will be to keep in mind, but I think it'll make things a bit easier for Kit and Cater. But Booth as well, as you can see, is really trying to build on through that gap. If I can just turn up ahead, yeah, you can see he's very well clear up the head, and that will be Cater again applying the pressure to Max. So which one of these drivers do you want to follow for qualifying run?
I think it will be interesting to follow Cater along right now, because that way we can both see his lap and Max Kitz's lap, and I think we're also going to see them battle it out a lot this season and also this race, so it's going to be very exciting.
Yep, someone mentioned in the comments, holy, the Ferrari not good on this track, LOL, so that'll be got through, keep in mind. But here we go, Ryan O'Brien with Bradley Cater start over through the qualifying session here at Interlagos. Going to be going nearly flat-head over through the home stretch, and then breaking over right down over through to the second corner, maybe even down to 1 if you want to get that extra rotation, which you will do so. Again, Kit in the way means that his line is a bit compromised. Swings down for 2 and 3 over to the S16, really difficult, really technical, but manages to get on pretty spot on. Use as much of the curb as much as you want. It's not going to catch you out here, as Cater does not do very much. I think that'll be fine. Using that slipstream that Kit's going to give him means that he's got a very good entry over through to 5. Swings over 3 on the apex, then follows on through down to 6, I believe. And from the exit now, and we see him. We're gonna go approach over to the second sector, and you can just see the bit of a twitch that Bradley has got into that car. That's the dirty air that's produced from Kit, and it makes it all the more difficult as they go through to the second sector here.
I mean, the slipstream on the straights will definitely help him, but looking at it right now, he does have a bit of, you know, pace in the corners compared to Kit, but with Kit in the way, it's not getting him anywhere. It's just blocking him, so he'll lose lap time. If I were Cater, I would have just dropped back a bit before starting my lap right around here, focus on my exit, and then focus on my lap. But yeah, that didn't happen, but we'll see right now if he gets enough draft on the main straight here to get provisional pole, or if it will be Max Kit gaining that provisional pole.
Exit out of June cell, really, really difficult, but he manages to keep hold of it and keep it well under pressure as they both go for across the line. And Bradley Kaler is indeed the fastest than Max. He's gone 2/10 quicker, which will put him into provisional pole. 35.9 for Bradley, and Max up ahead only did 36.2. That is still a pretty good lap time from these two, I must say, because they are well clear of Spokushkas, who's 1.3 behind Max.
Yeah, exactly. It's clear that the very, very long straight here helped him gain that time, and also in the corners where he was just brilliant. I must say, I think the best opportunity to overtake or lap here is from the final corner all the way to the Senna S, and then from after turn 3 to turn 4. But looking at the track map right now online, the back straight is apparently categorized as having 3 turns. You have 13, 14, and 15 there, so a bit strange in my opinion, since it's all flat out, but we'll believe what the track map says.
These two, I think, might go for another run again, as the Lexus still just up ahead from Max. Kevin Rivera goes across the line and pushes that gap down to 1.2 between himself and Kit. That's about a 10th split between the Puerto Rican and the Lithuanian for 3rd and 4th, as these two will go ahead, both will go across the line. Will either of them improve? Max Kit provisionally goes faster, but Bradley responds, and that gap has closed a lot more this time, Arthur. It's now down to just 7/700ths this time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these are the qualifying gaps I love to see. You see them a lot in MotoGP, but seeing them in GT racing, multi-class racing, sim racing it's just very great to see, as Bartels closes the gap down a bit more. He's within a second of Gator right now, so it's all looking very good and very promising for the full race.
Actually, very good there for Bartels. First one to break into the 1 second gap between themselves and what we usually call the strong duo of Kit and Cater. It almost seems like they're working each other a little bit. In fact, I think Cater just overtook Kit. So we'll see how this will go more into Max's favor. 7,000ths improvement from himself, as Bradley is about just about 1,000ths off from the fastest time. It's yellow, but that is still very, very strong. Just through 2 sectors left to go. They're going to approach over to the Jinsao. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, no, I think because Kid is behind right now, he might be able to gain that pole position. But the gap looks a bit big right now, so he won't be close enough for slipstream, which would have been, in my opinion, the deciding factor for him trying to get pole. But we'll see what transpons from here.
Whoa. Whoa, that's a mighty, mighty improvement there from Bradley. This is pushes him off to about 2/10 off, and Cater will go into the pits. That was what the brief yellow flag was for. Brian Mass off, breaking into the top 10. Just about. I think we just seen Lotto go for across the line. What a good lap that was from the BMW driver, upon for his Le Mans debut here in Phoenix Simsport. He's up in the 4th.
I really must say that that livery looks very fun. Kind of Christmas-like in my opinion, which is very refreshing to see.
Like a candy cane, you want to lick it.
Yeah, exactly, like a candy cane.
I could just...
Not on a BMW.
I could just hear, I forgot her name, defrost in the background.
Mariah Carey, yeah.
Yeah, I could hear her defrosting in the back of my head as soon as you said Christmas.
Yeah. I know the Octane Hypercar still the livery hasn't been sent in, which is a shame because I think it looks great. But yeah, gotta push my my teammates to upload the livery as soon as possible by next round. As we're looking at Brian Garcia in the Ferrari right now.
Oh my goodness me, that is Rahul Pogdil going off track. That was on X down for turn 4. Oh my goodness me, Garcia's gone off through Junsao, being very careful on rejoining, which he does do so, and off the race line as well, so good there for the rejoin. That will still be a bit of hindrance though. He will have a chance to go through again with about a minute left to go. Bradley Cater on his outlap, he's going to try and do one better, as Max is the provisional pole sitter by 500s. Can Bradley take it off of his hands here?
I mean, they both still have a 1 lap to go right here, right now, to try and make it work. I don't know if Kit is far enough along to do another lap, but yeah, it will be down to Bradley Cater to try and beat Kit's current time, as we're seeing a yellow flag appear on screen. Don't immediately see a car, but it's disappeared since, so back to following Bradley.
Yeah, I can't keep an eye out for that. I think that's just a bit of a difficult situation, as Bradley, I think, still trying his best to pull on through to the racing line, really trying to make it stick, although the problem is he's 5/10 down, and that could be a bit costly because it's really hard to find those 5/10 backs. He needs to have a monster of a second and final sector in order to get any sort of improvement here, Arthur.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he'll beat Kit this qualifying round, but there's still an entire 1 hour race to go as well, so he'll really have to make it work there.
The timer is slowly ticking down, and then it will be over for the GT3 drivers to unable to set for their lap times now. The 15 seconds now extracts. Max is going to go into the pits. That is all the best that he can do. He thinks he might have got pole position in the bag. Bradley, meanwhile, get all around, and I think this might his best interest. If he will go across the line, it won't be enough. He managed to get purple in the final sector, but it's not enough. 35.4 compared to 34.7 was the target that he needed to do. So that was about 5/10 off that we did see was heavily costed onto the first sector. So that will mean Kit gets pole position here today.
Yeah, and again, a very close gap, which I personally love to see. Then only Bartels within 6/10 of Kit, and Lotto just about a second out. So I think further down the grid we'll see some close battles, but especially for the GT3 class win, we're going to see very close wheel-to-wheel battles.
Yeah, absolutely. So that will be Bartels third, with Lotto very good for his debut to start over in fourth, up in the top 10. So that was, I'm not sure that was.
I think that was, I thought that was Skater, but I'm not sure.
Rest in peace to whoever that was. You'll dearly be missed. Rivera improves up into the top 5. So managed to string for a good lap now together, and I think that'll be the last that we see a driver go across the line. Here's a driver with an Ayrton Senna, I was going to say memorial, but tribute livery, Xing out through to Junsao. Of course, Senna did win his first race here back in 1991. Hence for the poster of Senna's win, which is nice. Well done, graphics team. And Silver Klepp goes for across the line and does improve, but it's just not enough. He'll still remain in 10th.
Yeah, not the best result he could have wished for, but still, you can always gain positions in the race. Best thing to do within a race is pray for your opponent's downfall and hope they crash and then give you a free position. I'm
learning a lot from having you as a co-commentator today. I never knew drivers actually wish ill for one another.
Well, I mean, sometimes I don't want others to crash, of course. I don't want others to have a bad race, but you know, sometimes you have to have a bit of wishful thinking and hope there's a safety car some way, somehow, that could possibly gain you positions.
Rivera does improve even further up into 4th it was. Extraordinarily impressive there from him. I think we're just waiting for a couple more drivers to go for across the line. Spakushkas was indeed up in 4th, but with Lotto, Rivera and Bartels setting representative lap times, he's kind of fallen off on the pecking order. A chance to maybe to rescue him, maybe. Don't think it will be. He is going to go across the line, but it's not. It is an improvement actually. Wow, he got himself up into 4th.
Yeah, also within a second of max kit, which is great to see, as we can see on the right-hand side,
Oh
all the
my
hypercars
God.
parked a bit chaotically, I must say.
Wait, is everyone okay?
We're gonna see them go 4 wide through pit exit, I think,
No, please don't say that. Not this
giving
pit,
them IDs.
not this pit exit. Absolutely not. No. Alright, we'll wait for the clock to tick down. But oh god. Until then, I will move over through to the hypercars. But Max Kit again, provisional pole, not provisional. GT3 pole sitter here today. He will start through onto the front roller with Bradley Cater sitting alongside, and then Bartos, Bakushkas, Rivera, and Lotto. It's actually going to be pretty interesting here, I think, because it's honestly a quite close qualified session here. Like, Pugdu and Garcia will probably have a good fight. Dakok, Mas, Klepa probably have a fight. Brady and Booth, definitely. Bellman and Lotto was possible. Lotto, Rivera, absolutely. Spakushkas, Bartels, and then Cater and Kit. So it's going to be interesting here to see who will be not victors, but which battles will perform the best here in the GT3 class.
Yes, exactly, as we're almost through to hypercar qualifying. We're very, very excited to see who will place where, because in practice we did see Skoro go fastest, with Hendricks not far behind, only 400ths of a second approximately, so we might see a qualifying showdown go down there.
And that will be the timer struck down, and qualifying for the hypercars will indeed begin underway as they all come out in a bit like a snake. Sakura's the one that's going to leave out, followed by Gushlak down from behind. And then we have Cheeky, Louise, Ward, Hendricks, Waters, Marquez, Gutierrez, Taggart, Francic, Shibura, Harp, Kenzo, Ben, and Amoria Mar. 16 cars here in the hypercars.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see. The more the merrier, but can also cause a bit of chaos. As we can see already, the Ferrari very close to Matt Scoro there. He's going for a move, or did it just look like that? It just
No,
looked
he's
like
actually
that.
going for a move. He's actually going to go for a
Yeah,
move.
I mean,
that's actually incredible, actually. I can't believe Goshlak is going to try and do something like this. Donning...
a red delivery.
Oh, goodness me, Max Verstappen is now heading to the hypercars now. Jesus.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be judgmental, but most of the times when I've raced against somebody with a Red Bull livery on a sim game, it didn't end well for myself. So that's just a bit of sim racing prejudice, but we'll see what he will be able to do in this qualifying session right here, right now, as we're on board with him, heading down the main straight to the Senna S.
Yep. Again, just need to watch for how that top speed is going to carry on through. Quite a bit of downforce. They won't be able to reach for their top speeds here. But then that Senna S, really technical, swings over for 1, down through 2. Cara the Soul out from 3. Hug the apex as much as can in the hypercars. Again, can use as much of the exit curve as you want out there. Fruiter, Eta Aposta, and then Cena Delago will be the next one out coming. Near 90-degree left-hander through the 4, goes downhill, swings over through 5 with a wider radius, and then swings back uphill once again. Then it's nearly double apex over down for turn 8. The Ferradurla followed by the Curva Lanjuda, and then a brake hard through to 8, a near hairpin like, but not quite. It just ends abruptly halfway through, and then we've got a proper hairpin in Penarino for 9. Swings her through, the apex swings, keeps the holds on it through, and then out to the Duck's Beak, Beak of the Pacho, through the 10, and then out from the exit, hug on through to the middle of the track as you can. If the more you deviate, the less likely you go into Rachel through Mergullo, and also through turn 12 in Juncel. And from the exit, can use the curb again, similar to turn 3, out on the exit from 13. Shubida the boxes in 14. The curbing is less out from 14 as well, so can't use it as much. Completely flat out for 15. And we will see the lap time that he has done, and it is the first one to go across the board for himself. Actually, it's very strong actually, as he takes pole position ahead of Socorro. Socorro about 800ths off from behind. Cheeky in third ahead of Benito Luis, who's just gone across the line, 6 tenths off firm. Ryan Ward has not completed his lap. He's just waiting for everyone else to set theirs before he does his. So that's good. So Francis got himself up into 7th. Kenzo has managed to respond, but it's only good enough for 3rd. And I think that might be it. We're just waiting on for a couple more people. There's Captain Pearson, the one that was doing really strong actually through the practice session. And considering he was the championship protagonist last time round in privateer, how can he do? Only up to 4th, which is honestly still pretty good there for the Danish driver. Maria Mara's gone slow. Actually, that's contact there with one of the drivers.
Yeah, Valkyrie spun around there. It's trying to rejoin safely, but it isn't the easiest place to rejoin as a... Yeah, Maria Mar is able to continue as we're on board right now following Brian Ward heading through a very fast section into the almost hairpin that runs down into the another hairpin, which is a very fun place to lap cars at during the race. Pushing on through into a braking zone where you can lock up very easily, but he doesn't. And continues on down, nearing the final corner where he will have to set up an exit as good as possible to get enough straight line speed through the straight where he is on right now.
Gutierrez has a lot of time, gets himself up into 8th. We're on with Ryan to see if he'll do anything he possibly can. Green for all around across the board. But is it going to be enough to get him into the top 10? We'll see as it goes through across the line. No, it's not. He can only best just manage 11th. And a bit closer to that. It's only about 300ths of that gap between himself and the top 10. So again, Ward definitely can improve further on. Socorro is trying his best to do something, but he's still about 5 tenths off. That gap has indeed extended since Goshlag has improved. But tell the story though, Ben Ward is actually done very, very well up through the 3rd actually.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know what he was flashing his headlights at there, but our top 6 all within a second, literally. Okay, not anymore. Kind of jinxed that very quickly, but it's still a very, very close top 5. All within a second, we can see Gottschalk on pole, Scorro only 4 tenths off. And then it's getting closer and closer, especially between Hendricks and Peterson. So they might have a great fight throughout the race if they keep up those lap times as Hendricks improves. And now is only a bit off of Ward, but then Gutierrez again joins there for P3, all within 600ths of a second of each other.
Yeah, between 1st and 7th, they're all within a second of each other. I think Ward just improved to push itself back up into 3rd and pushing Gutierrez and Hendricks out of that pecking order. This is honestly quite an intense qualifying that we're witnessing, Arthur, and it's going to be interesting to see who will be able to prevail on top. It looks like Gushlag, while indeed safe, it's not going to be it. Peterson managed to put in a representative lap time. It is Privateer, and it'll be 3rd for him for now. We're going to see if anyone else is there to swiftly unfollow. As Ryan Ward is now pushed over down to 15th now as a result of the people below him approving, but his teammate threw in Taggart. Oh goodness me, that is someone off track. Not quite sure who that might be. That might have been Harp. Roman McCurdy is one of the few drivers onto the Valkyries actually. Blue this time instead of green, which is how cute. But 2.5 minutes left to go here for qualifying. So, do you think Gushtek will still be able to hold position at the end of this, or do you think Socorro, Peterson, and Wart will have enough momentum to clinch pole position instead? Do you think, Arthur?
I mean, Gottschalk has been on pole since the start of this session, and I think he will be able to hold on to it. I think Scorro, Dal Peterson will get close, but not close enough to take the position. So, yeah, that's my shout. Don't know if it will hold, but we'll definitely see what transpires within the next 2 minutes.
Indeed, Goshlag seems to really do well here in situations like this. So, I don't think Not really a surprise. It's not that's a surprise, but also dying for Ferrari. So we previously talked about the struggles that Ferrari might have had despite it being a championship contender last year. If this is what Gushlak is providing to us, then I think it's a good showing for things to come. That things are more to go for there. Thank you for Wind4R for subscribing to TR1 for 3 months. We really appreciate here for your support. So Gushlak is just yellow out for the board, so there is no improvements that he can do yet for the time being. But looking further down from behind, is it going to be any more improvements for Sakura? Sakura's about 1/10 down. What about Ben? Ben's doing a 22.68, which is about a couple tenths off than what Sakura's doing right now. Actually, did Sakura improve? He's improved a bit onto the second sector, but is it going to be enough though? Will it be enough to at least bridge the gap between himself and Gushlak even more? This goes through a line, and it won't. And unfortunately, it won't for him. Still lined on the 24 flat. He's trying to break it to the 23.3s as Roman McCurdy actually up in a second.
What a lap from him. He won't be able to set another one because he was a bit shaky out of the exit there, but wow, within 2/10 of Gottschalk. What an upset, really. I mean, we weren't even really looking at him to be in contention there, but he just went around and did it. As Dal Peterson still P6. I don't know what to say.
20 seconds left to go. Goshlak seems to do all he can, and if that's the case, then we are going to see him take pole position. But McCurdy on the Valkyrie, on a hypercar we've said was so difficult. Second place is honestly such an impressive feat. With Kenzo over the third, Matt Sakura is the only other driver that can really be able to challenge. The question is, does he really have enough time? It's purple over for the first sector. If he could just continue that momentum through the second, we could be looking at for a new pole sitter. 6/10 off from the second, but it might be enough to at least get himself up in the second place as he has been trying to look for. Swings around through to the final few corners, through to 14, final through to 15. That clock is done. Oh goodness me, a hit on the wall, and that will be not enough for Matsukuro.
My god, I don't know if that wall tap there killed most of his momentum, but it really didn't help him because it looked very close there. But yeah, wow, still a P4 from him. I mean, I was talking about it earlier. I thought it was going to be Hendricks versus Skoro fighting for pole position because they looked so close in practice, but no. Also a decently sized gap between them.
Hendricks
Never mind, I take back my words. Commentator curse it, man. That's 13 thousandths of a second between them. Wow.
Yeah, I think the fact that Sakura did not improve means that he was in much more of a struggle as Gutierrez just heads into the pits, and that will be qualifying over and done with. What a crazy qualifying that was. And we have a look over through to the season result, not the session results, the session results here from the qualifying. And indeed, Daniel Goshlak, a phenomenal pole position for him in the Ferrari to push himself up into the start of the front row. Roman McCurdy makes it a Ferrari Aston Martin front row. With Kenzo Crucial Blinn with third, Max Caro couldn't do much to challenge for the pole position in fourth. Lorenzo Hendricks in fifth, one of the last minute improvements, very good for him. With Banwart down behind in sixth, Kenneth Dal Peterson seventh with Isan Gutierrez eighth, Jacob Shibora in ninth with Amori Amar, completing over through to the top 10. And outside of that, Wagner Marquez in 11th with David Cheeky down over through to 12th. Ryan Ward languishing over 13th, but managed to improve last one to at least staying through to 13th. With Iso Fransix in 14th, Sebastian Watches 15th upon his season 16 debut, with Benito Luis following down from behind in 16th. Emil Arp in 17th, with Andrew Tiger completing over through to the hypercar field in that order in 18th. And then in the GT3s, it is Max Kitt that takes another good pole position to stay, but a bit close this time, 500ths. The gap between himself and Cater, with Mihail Bartels down behind in third, really strong, probably one of the strongest qualifier performances we've seen from him thus far. Spikushka down for behind at fourth, with Cameron Rivera needs to do a lot to chance to get into the podium once again in fifth. Gabriel Lotto sixth, Samuel Bellman seventh, James Booth eighth, with Stuart Brady in ninth, with Silver Klepper in the Senate Tribute completing over through to the top 10. With outside of that, we have Brian Mass in 11th, with Harold Lecoq in 12th, with Raul Pugdil in 13th, with Brian Garcia completes over through to the 14 car GT302 today.
Well, yeah, I mean, I must say, what a great qualifying session we just had, and I think it's going to be an even greater race we will be witnessing.
Yep, I think if we can do, we will do. Front row, Danny Goshnak was shared through with Rowan McCurdy, with Kenzo Chris Bryn, the race winner, down in third, with Matt Sakura to follow from behind, looking really strong for pole position. Look out for him in the race. Lorenzo Hendricks over for the fifth, following through with Ben Award is sixth. He's going to try and push over to get his first hypercar podium this season. Kaftal Pearson falling down from behind at seventh. A strong performance for him with Isan Gutierrez. The second place one will start over for an eighth. Jacob Shibora over down in ninth, with a Moria Mark completes through a Peugeot top 10 performance for him. We'll have Mike the Marquez down behind for him company, and Java Chiki and the Ferrari will share through in row 6. Through to row 7, it is Ryan Wart in 13th, with Ivo Francis in 14th, and then following through in 8th it is Sebastian Waters sharing over through with Benito Luis and Old Peugeot, row 8 right there. Through over to row 9, it is Emil Arp and Andrew Tiger also makes it through an all Ferrari lineup there. And then on to the GT3s, it is Max Kitt that will share through the row with Bradley Cater down, following over through beside. It is Mihail Bartels in third, with Linus Bakushkas through over the fourth, with Kevin Rivera swirling down for behind in fifth. And then following over through in sixth, it is Lotto, with Samuel Bellman falling through behind in seventh, with James Booth in eighth, Brady ninth, and then Klepper 10th, Brian Mass 11th, Harold Lecoq 12th, Raul Pudillo Garcia 14th, and that will be it for the drivers here. Any predictions?
Well, it's going to be difficult, but with the quali pace we saw there, I think he might be able to take home the win. But yeah, it's racing, anything can happen. As you can see, I mean, I've had a few commentators' curses already today, so don't want to jinx it for him, but I could possibly see him taking the win.
Well, it's 60 minutes, so it's going to be... Hold on to your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to get racing over here in Interlagos. For the first time in quite a while, we are going to witness quite an amazing spectacle here of fantastic endurance racing as the green flag drops and 60 minutes begins underway. Gushlik has a pretty good start actually. Through up and ahead, down over through to turn 1. Will he still able to keep on through? That's going to be 3 wide following down from behind him. But Nishikoro, Kurdi, and Socorro with Kenzo falling through behind. And look at this, Roman still holds on through the second. Kenzo manages to beat Socorro just a little bit out from the exit, and Socorro under immense pressure from Hendricks down behind, just coming up for the fifth. Look at this, it's going to be absolutely going 3 wide, heading over down for turn 4. He's going to be able to come on scrap. Socorro will have the inside line. Is he going to get at least 2 positions? He might get just at least 1 upon his overtake with Kenzo as Roman goes a bit wide, but he manages to rejoin still just about barely in second place, with Socorro swinging over through. Is he going to look around for the outside down for turn 7? No, he can't. Doesn't have enough grip. That was an intense battle that we're just seeing here, and it still doesn't end here, as look at that, that is Kenzo, I think, going a bit too deep through that corner. And that's really putting the pressure down into Socorro. But Kenzo, from that digging in a bit too deep, means that Lorenzo has a chance to maybe apply the pressure onto him. But yeah, it seems to be all good now as it stands. As we look further down from behind, I think that was Tiger going slow. Oh my goodness me, that was Cheeky going wide. And he's managed to rejoin at least on the track. But meanwhile, looking up here, Max Kitt's dropped off the order. He's dropped from first all the way down to 13th.
I really wonder what happened there, because I mean, we know he has quite a lot of pace. We saw that last round, we saw that this round, but in qualifying at least. But yeah, he'll have to find a way to climb back off those positions, and it will be difficult for him, because we saw how close the gap in qualifying was to get P1 again. it will be a great challenge, but I think it's a challenge he will definitely take on.
That's one lap done. As you can look over to the timing tower, about 2 minutes through to start the race. But Max Kitt is a man on a charge, as he's just overtaken Rule for P11 class-wise. Bradley Cater, it's kind of a dream start for him, as he doesn't have to really worry about the traffic behind. But that was indeed quite hectic that we've seen between Cater and Kitt, especially for the consequences it vastly has. But Gushlak is effectively running away with the lead, and Roman McCurdy under immense pressure from Sakura and Kenzo, and Lorenzo sit down from behind. Meanwhile, Kenneth Dahl Pearson, all the way down in 7th, is worried about Gutierrez, that is trying to make his way up to gain some places. And Luis as well, also a driver that has to worry about a BMW behind.
I mean, I must say, what a race start that was. I saw Skoro move over there and make it 3 wide. I was genuinely scared that we were going to see one big, massive crash with multiple cars involved, but no, they managed to make it out fine. I think I did see a slight bit of contact in the Senna S there, but no, they all survived, they made it through, and we can now see Skoro up into P3, a podium position, 3/10 behind the Aston Martin. Oh!
And that's Gushlak! Gushlak's made contact with Sakura! Gushlak has completely lost his zone on the exit out of Curva de Sol and got Sakura with it.
I genuinely think I have to stop talking, because every time I say something happens, man. I don't think Skoro will be very happy about that one. That looked like a free position for him, but no, he got crashed into. We didn't see the full incident. I don't know what happened, but it did look like the Ferrari could have maybe held its brakes a bit more to avoid contact such as that, but no, it happened now, and they'll both be very disappointed and both be fighting up ahead. Somebody who will be happy though is Lorenzo Hendricks, who's now up into P3, so that's a podium position from him.
Oh, that will be Waters and Sakura in the midst of a battle on the exit out of Jinsao. Over for the final corner, a bit too deep, and that will be Sakura going wide onto the track. Needs to be very careful upon the rejoin, which he will do so. But yeah, I think that's a bit unfortunate there. We've seen Max Kitt drop all the way down to 12th, and now we're seeing Gushlak drop to 11th in the matter of just 2 laps.
Well, yeah, I mean, contact and incidents like that are very unfortunate, but you best be praying it happens at the start of a race, because then the gaps are still small, not that big, and you can still hopefully claim some of those positions you lost back, but probably not all of them. As we can see, move made there around the outside. Will he make it stick? They're still going too wide, almost losing the position, not completely. He's being pushed all the way to the edge of the track. A bit of contact there, but he's sending it down the inside right now, and he makes it stick. What a move.
That's a fantastic, fantastic move. Tension up for a head between Curdy and Kenzo. This fight is not going to be for the lead. Oh my goodness me, that's a bit wide for Roman. Kenzo will say thank you very much, and will happily take that place to take the lead. And Roman a bit confused, I suppose, at the exit of 12 for how he went off track and lost it. But it's not over yet for him. He'll have a chance to recover it through later.
Yeah, but I mean, we are seeing that Valkyrie twitch a lot at the rear at corner exits. You don't want to be doing that too much because it overheats the tires. He's gonna send it, no, he's just putting a bit of pressure. But you don't want to lose rears too much a lot of the time, because they'll start to overheat, and then you have less and less grip, and all of a sudden you're spun out into a wall, which you don't want to see. So I think the best thing for McCurdy to do is not overdrive the car, stay within the grip. As he's sending it down the inside right now, will he get the position? No, not yet, as there is a bit of contact there. Again, one of those switches. I think Lorenzo right now is looking at the... Okay, that's just straight up...
What?
He just goes off track, man. Last time I checked, Aston Martin...
He's going to make it work! Is he really going to make it work? Heading over down to the second sector! He made it work! No, he did it, not quite! Kenzo going to retaliate. Lorenzo's looking at the back, look at his lips. He might be able to get free position from this, from the battle between himself and Roman. They're going to go over for to turn. To turn this still. I don't know. Still the second sector though. And indeed, Roman has lost another position yet again.
We're looking at a 5-way battle right here. I was just going to say that Lorenzo's praying for a bit of contact to get free positions and take that P1, but no. He has been able to move into P2 right now, as we have a 5-car slipstream train right now heading down the main straight. What great racing we're witnessing here today. Wow.
I know this is going to be another similar one. We will keep an eye on the head as there's McCurdy looking over down through to the center S. If he's going to do so, a bit of a lockup, but he manages to make it stick, gets himself up into P2. That's a very, very good move there. As we're seeing something similar in the background between Amoria Amar, Shabora and Gushlak. Gushlak, again, needs to do his best to catch up through to the field, especially from what has happened to him. And look at this, they're both going to go side by side. And in order 3, they both make contact.
Oh! Both of them. I mean, I don't want to say anything too quickly, but that more looked like a netcode incident right there. Because it was just a Peugeot spinning and then the BMW, but afterwards it didn't look like much contact there. But what I was going to say is I think it's best some of these drivers up in the top 5 right now yield a bit more and hope that the other ones make mistakes and only then capitalize off it, as we're looking at Max Kit right now.
Yeah, Kit has improved himself up in his 7th. He's managed to overtake Garcia Bellman, who's... Is that Garcia just going wide?
It could have been, but I think...
Did he disappear? No, he didn't disappear. He's here.
He's still here. He's still alive.
He's still alive. He just went a bit too deep out from the exit, so bit of a struggle, but still indeed good for him. Marquette is the only retirement that we have thus far, but because he's not listed as DNF, it means that it must be a Wi-Fi issue. Sebastian Waters down to the inside. Waters has gone really wide actually on the exit of turn 1, and will rejoin a bit hazardly, but still safe regardless, in 9th out of Curved Assault. And looking over further behind, that is Benito Luis under pressure from Amoria Amar for 13th. Amar lost positions, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I was going to make a really bad joke about Waters losing his rear wing, and then because of that missing the corner, but yeah, it's the wingless car, so...
Oh.
That was supposed to be the punchline, but I couldn't find a way to make it work, unfortunately. But yeah, it's great to see all these cars still so close together, but I'm really wondering when we're going to see the lapping come into play, and then really the big part of the skill starting to happen, because right now there's a big gap up ahead in the hypercar class. 1.5 seconds.
Well, that's Harold, I think. So they're going to lap Harold. So they have lapped a couple of cars already before. And there's Kenzo down over through to turn 1. Again, there's no obligation to move out of the way, so it's effectively your chance as a hypercar, well, your duty as a hypercar driver to determine how to lap. I've actually driven Interlagos is one of the few few circuits in Le Mans Ultimate I've actually driven. I hate it.
What a beautiful thing to say.
Absolutely hate it. It's so narrow. It's really hard. It's really hard to lap GT3s and hypercars in like such a narrow stretch of track. So that's what's going to make it difficult for Kenzo to effectively maintain his lead, but it also could be a bit of a beneficiary, because if you just lap one of the straights and then the other driver behind you will have to worry about this for the second and third sector, then you have your lead cemented then, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I haven't driven Le Mans Ultimate at all, but one of the tracks I really hate multi-class at personally is Imola. I think it's too tight. It's Monaco without walls. Same car traffic, same car racing, multi-class. It's all a bit too narrow and too close there for overtakes. But yeah, we're already seeing Bartels, I think, in the pits, no?
Yep, that is Bartels. He's one of the first scheduled pit stops here today, so that is quite interesting. I think there was even talks of a no stoppers as well, which could be a possibility, but I think one of the words says, and I quote, "It's going to be tight."
Yeah, I mean,
yellow flag.
if he can make it work, it's ooh.
Brady is
Brady,
gone
yeah.
off.
He's still off. Is he gonna DNF? It looks like it. I mean, no, he's gonna rejoin.
No crabbing, so he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, looked a bit close there, but yeah, he's still on track. So let's see if he is able to make up positions. But yeah, I mean, if drivers are talking about no stops, I can definitely see why you would pit early on and then manage tires throughout. As we see Lorenzo Hendricks attacking the Valkyrie right now. Will he make a lunge down the inside? No, he yields. He's probably gonna wait and take the slipstream right here. As we can see some GT3s up ahead. Will they come into play? A bit, yeah, there goes the slipstream a bit. I mean, should have tried to follow him down the inside, so that's gonna cost him slightly, but he'll definitely still be pushing on for that position after the Senna S, where it looks like he's kind of creeping up on him. So let's see. McCurdy, ooh, again a twitch there.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Hendricks has a better exit.
Yeah, really not aiming for the apex McCurdy is doing, and that will allow for Hendricks to have a little bit of a gap closed up to about 7/10 now as they approach her through 4 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think lap traffic is really playing a role here as we see another GT coming up ahead. Will McCurdy be able to pass him quickly or not? It doesn't look like it. He will probably have to go around the outside, but Hendricks still has to follow him. As the GT takes the inside line, pushes the Aston Martin a bit far. Oh, yeah, it's costing him. It's costing him big time. The GT is not happy as Hendricks again in the chase. Will he have the slipstream this time?
He might be able to do so. Up for the XL on June Sao. Pass over through to the Twin Towers of Sao Paulo. And they exit out through 15. And here we go. He's not utilising the slipstream though, so it's just not falling through that trail. And that Aston Martin seems to be a lot more better equipped for the acceleration than the Peugeot is. But the Peugeot, ironically, since it's even though it's wingless, looks much better on the corners.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think McCurdy is just mainly gaining on the straights right now compared to Hendricks' Peugeot, which is getting better in the corners. He has opted to use the winged one, so that's a bit different as we're looking at Ben Wirt's battle with Eisen Gutierrez right now. Again, two drivers, Ferrari versus another Peugeot with the Isotta behind right now. A three-way battle into the fast double apexer. What will happen here?
I thought you said apexer for some reason. I apologize.
I think I said double apexer, so a special choice of words today.
I see. Gutierrez has actually done pretty well for. He started in 8th, I believe, in the race and managed to quietly make up positions to break into top 10. I think it's no surprise when you consider his previous track record in such an event. Sakura and Francis are going to have a bit of a battle for the BMWs. This is still in the battle for 9th, so that'll be fine. Goshlak did indeed overtake Gutierrez, so he's on 4th and still in a good charge. He hasn't set the fastest lap yet. 125.4 was his fastest lap, but Kenzo's the one that set the fastest lap time, and he's looking to make a double from race 1, so he's done 25.0. So keep an eye on Goshlak to see. Honestly, if you can get a podium from what happened to him, I think that will be quite an achievement.
Yeah, Skoro right now is in the pits, so he's opting for an early pit stop. I think he hopes that will gain him a bit of time, but Yeah, he's still very far back compared to the front of the grid, so it's not looking very likely, unfortunately. But hey, we still have 34 minutes to go.
I think an easy one to determine if people are going to make their Shikoro and Harper both into the pits. Ooh.
Yeah. Same for Emil Arpe. So, I mean, yeah, that's what you just said. Never mind.
Yellow flag.
No,
Yellow flag.
apparently.
Who's dropped? I can't tell who's.
What a big bunch of hypercars, though. I think
Whoa!
one of them might have been off a bit, so.
Jesus, good lord. The absolute frame drops. I can't believe it. Evo. Oh yeah, Sakura was in the pit, so Evo's now in a battle with Luis and Waters as Waters tries to look over through. My goodness me, that's close. Whoa. But is Waters going to make a move down for turtle wide? Let's have a look. He is going to commit to it. That's quite a bit of a commitment. Through to one. A bit too deep through two. Looking for the switchback coming over through to three. It's going to be quite close side by side. It is wingless versus wingless. And Louise will still hold on through. Using the slipstream on the exit out of three. Pushing over through to 4 and 5 at the Interlagos. And they both going to go sideways. A bit of a lockup from Waters. Talk about risk and reward as he makes the move to get himself up into 12. But the question is Louise going to just back off of this? Or is he going to respond?
Well, I mean, he has to respond and he's getting close. I think they're very, very close on pace. And I mean, what an overtake from Waters there earlier, as they're still on each other's gearbox, constantly fighting, not finding. They're probably finding a bit of pace right now also. So again, the BMW there joining the battle along with them. Almost, not completely, it's still a bit too far back, but onto the main straight I think we might see another battle between Waters and Luis, another overtake probably. As it's counting Skoro as a DNF, he has withdrew from the race, or withdrawn. Yeah, he's looking at the incident that happened right now.
Yep, he has indeed retired, so that's going to be a bit of a blow through the race. As look,
I mean, I will be able to tell you what happened there at the beginning of the race. Yeah, Gutierrez hooked onto that curb, didn't get off of it, and then turned into Skoro, which in turn caused them to.
Oh, that's someone off! That's someone off! That's someone off! That's someone off! Who is that? That is Raul, I think. That is Raul.
Yeah, one of the McLarens.
That's
opted
Raul.
for the Peugeot package apparently because it's wingless right now.
What a stupid joke. Love that. Absolutely. Oh no. Oh dear. Come on, Raul, get to the pits. You can make it. Repair the car. Oh god. Look how difficult this is. Oh, he's managed to keep it on at least, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, he will definitely have to pit though to repair that damage. You do not want to be driving around without a rear wing because it's just constant traction loss. As we're looking at Max Kit right now in P3, could be down to pit stops or probably, maybe, possibly pace. We'll see. We'll definitely see once the race has progressed a bit more. But yeah.
Yep. Here we go. On the exit over through shooting sound now. To the final, to the penultimate corner now, onto the back stretch now. Max has got effectively all the time in the world to snatch P2 after Rivera. I think Rivera will give him a bit of a show, but it didn't. Max Kit's on 35.5 as his fastest time compared to Rivera's 36.3, so that's almost about 7-8 tenths difference there. Max Kit looking to the outside through the center S's, and Rivera done very well to push him there. It's going to make it all the more difficult than going to the inside. But on the exit through turn 3 in Curva de Sol, I think Max Kit is looking really, really strong here. Might see an overtake over through the Interlagos now. Is he going to commit over to the outside line? Rivera gives him just about a car width there, and Max can't commit to it just yet. And we'll have to look for another opening sometime soon. But the second sector is probably where he's going to try and look to commit to it. But he needs to find a way to push the Puerto Rican out to the racing line and out of the defensive line. And needs to find a way sooner rather than later, looking to the outside, maybe for a switchback, but to no avail. And the pressure that Rivera will have will continue.
Oh yeah, I mean, Kit clearly has a pace. He just has to make it stick right now, because the Mustang's really being a wall in the middle of the track right now, defending for its life against the Lexus. And I think we might be able to see a move if Kit sends it down the inside of turn 1, because he has a slipstream right now. He could even possibly bump draft a bit right now, but we don't see that happen a lot in WEC or endurance races in general. Will he send it? Will he not send it? Looks like it. He does keep looking down the inside, but he's a bit far back right now.
Really, really far back. But it could be the thing that Max is looking for, to maybe give it his all over through to the first few turns. Over through to the Senna S. And then the curve of the soul upcoming. Again, that Cerise Rivera is just behind Cater more. The gap extends to about 11 seconds or so. It's completely manageable to recover that time in a pit stop. Rivera looks over, hogs onto the middle side line, and Max still can't find a way to commit to it unless he's going to look over for a switchback. But again, Rivera just seems to know where he's going to defend. Out from the exit now, Max sees an opening and is going to commit to it now. Down through turn 7 they'll go. But Rivera holds onto the inside line, and look at the switchback there for Max!
What a move, what a move. Is he making it stick into the braking zone right here? They're still very, very close. Max gets forced around the outside right now. The Mustang hangs in there. They're damn near door to door.
He
Max
does!
edges it out. He edges it out. He has it.
Whoa,
The Mustang still trying to make it look. They make contact, but no. The move's done. The move's completed. And the Lexus continues on right now.
What a move. Fantastic, fantastic move there from Kett to get himself up in the second place. And now he'll have to try and find a way to catch up to Bradley Cater, at least maybe by pit stops. The strategy I think it may seem to be going is either going to be either an extreme undercut or extreme overcut. I'm not quite entirely sure whereabouts of the pit window that will be strong in. But still important to keep that in mind. I think we're seeing that was Harold in a battle with Bartels for a minute. My goodness me, that's contact. That will be between the hypercar and the BMW driver. That's Amar, I think. It is.
Yeah, what an unfortunate incident. I saw them all together so closely. I was already thinking, oh, this is not gonna end well, and indeed it didn't end well, unfortunately. Two cars, you know, spinning off as we see two Ferraris go side by side right now. Bit of door-to-door contact. But who will take it? The orange Dutch liveried car leads out of the Senna S, but we still have some slipstream coming into play and the hypercar lapping them, which might have caused a bit of dirty air towards the Ferrari at the back. But yeah, wow.
Through the 4 and 5 will still hold on to his stance, but Garcia can't seem to find a way to respond to Bartels, who's also just had a pit stop, may I remind you. So there is going to be for that, as Kleitman meanwhile very, very good to get himself into the position where he is, as I've just realized how this thing opened, but you can do see Raul and Bartels, the other few, to I think we've seen someone from Bruce Racing. That might be Sakuro. Not Sakuro. No, it is Sakuro. That P7 took me out, so that's unfortunate. I think that might explain for the retirement. So we will have a look over the replay through that. But 33 minutes left to go, so I think while we have this a bit of blanket time, shall we have a look for the replays to see what happened?
Yeah, sure, fine by me. I think we're gonna see some cars pit stop right now, so that's not the most interesting thing to see in my opinion.
Okay, who is it we need to see first? We'll see with Magno just to confirm if he had the slipstream. Not slipstream.
Well, I
Internet
mean,
failure.
Scoro himself just sent me a clip, and yeah, I don't want to make any comments, but that looked a bit intentional in my opinion.
Tip 7. That would be Pedersen, I think.
Can I see from that incident what lap it was? It was around 5 minutes and 50 seconds into the race. If you're looking for it, you're right now.
Okay. 5 minutes and 50, right?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Work. Work. Work.
I mean, after that, we can also take a look at what happened to Max Kidd at the start, because, yeah, the way the Bullman just dropped down
Yeah.
was unfortunate.
This always happens.
God, do I love replays in mid-race.
Yeah, me too. I love them too. It always seems to like have a aneurysm whenever I have to do replays.
Yeah.
Can I just
Scoro is asking to be dragged into the commentary box, so should we or not?
we can do one, yeah.
Okay, hopefully we can keep it PG-13, Scoro. I'll try to drag you in if you join a VC right now. Alright. Move to...
Alright, here's the replay with Kit. This is going down over through to turn 1, so I think this is maybe where I lost it. Ooh, no, you're...
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
no.
just hit there.
Was he hit?
Now what I'm asking is, why do I not see the commentary box at the Move 2 section? I can see Media Studio, General, Race Chat, ACC Briefing, ACC Paddock, LMU Briefing, AC Paddock, and LMU Paddock PG, so very weird.
I think Kit
Yeah.
might have... I think Kit either lost on his own, or Bradley, trying to avoid the incident that he sees up ahead, pushed
I mean,
Kit into it.
it does look like Kit played it safe by being close to the curb, and then a bit of contact by Cater trying to play it safely pushed him a bit over to the edge, and thus caused a bit of imbalance. So that's very unfortunate, and yeah, also incidents trying to be avoided. But yeah, Scoro, I wish I could move you into the commentary box, but I genuinely am not getting the function right here.
What was the time mark again for Sakura's incident?
5:50.
Thank you. Oh, good lord. There.
Yeah, it was around lap 3.
There it is.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect marker to start at. You can see him move down the Senna S. You can see the Ferrari up ahead there. He is on the curb. He moves off of it because I thought he was hooked. You can see him slow down, go onto the curb, and then just turn in there.
That looks...
And then, yeah.
That weirdly looks intentional.
I mean, if we can get onto the onboard there, yeah. I mean, he just goes off and then just turns in. I'm not a steward. I shouldn't. Can you maybe show his wheel? Maybe that can also display a bit.
It's
So if you can see
staggered.
his steering.
It's very, very staggered.
I mean, he moves in there. Yeah, but even if he was having issues, you know, not to turn right when there are multiple cars driving behind you. So I'm not a steward, but it did look kind of intentional. So let's hope it really wasn't like that. Yeah, the stewards will definitely look at that because I mean Skoro was just driving straight there. He took the exit and then it all went badly.
Yeah, it's a hard call, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it will definitely be something the stewards are going to have to look at after the race is done. But yeah, top 5 both classes right now, no pit stops. We do have Arp with 2 pit stops, so he's making up for the other ones right now. So
Oh wow. Brian Mass retired whenever we were looking at the replays, so oh boy.
very unfortunate.
Chat, please don't retire when I'm on replays. Please.
Well, yeah, I'm looking right now in the server I'm in with him. He says he tank slapped into a wall, so very unfortunate. Because I mean, he does drive a Porsche, which I'm a big fan of personally. Beautiful cars. Sadly, very muffled in real life in WAC. It's a night and day contrast once you attend an endurance event with the Valkyrie and the Porsche GT3. Because once a Porsche flies by, you can hear the engine a bit, but the Valkyrie, the glorious V12 just blesses your ears.
Can I can play, please? No? No? You don't want to play? No?
Well, we're just stuck looking at Brian Mass in the pits then. Quite a few laps they have to compete though, if that's lap 0 of... That's 100,000. Wait, no, I got the count correctly. 1,000.
To all the viewers watching the Twitch stream, thank you very much for watching. Alejandro. Oh wow. That was way at the start. No. Here. Okay, we may have found... Harp has had a bit of a disconnect, so he's down 16th. Just waiting for this to unbuffer, but I think a bit of the Twitch is sort of a green here. Alejandro, I forgot what your last name was. But Alejandro does agree with that, so it does look on purpose. The incident with Goshak did look on purpose, but Bellman's had a drive-through. I didn't realize that until here. Okay. Well, Bellman is in the pits to serve as drive-through as we speak right now, and we don't have anyone else heading into the pits just yet with 24 minutes and so left to go. There we go. Yep. Goodness me, that takes way too long.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but... So, we see him on the main straight right here, heading into turn 1. All looks well.
Turn 2, a bit too much curb through 3. He's touched the grass. He's already touched the grass.
Yeah, that looked like way too much curb. I mean, when they say the curb's the track limit, best to still keep some tires on the tarmac. That Yeah, that was grass. I mean, touching grass is important, but not if you drive like it like that, you know. Yeah, very unfortunate for Brian Maas there. As we'll see how the race is going on right now.
Yep. Kenzo still into a comfortable lead. It's about 3.5 seconds ahead of Rowan McCurdy down from behind in second. Lorenzo Hendricks follows on through in third with Ben Ward fourth, then Daniel Goschlag fifth for him. Bradley Cater, quite a comfortable lead, as I think, what's his name? Max Kitt just served it. Oh my goodness. Oh, come on! Come on!
Yeah, another DNF, man.
Why?
I don't think we should keep going down the cycle, man. Otherwise, we'll miss the entire race, probably.
Alright, oh, goodness me. Okay. But Spakushkas was quite shocked because he was running pretty high. He was running into the top fives, and now that's gone now. Now this battle between Booth and Lotto is now for a podium place, effectively. Minus Max Kitt, I think that just had a scheduled pit stop now. Running on the board with Booth now. As I just want to make sure to confirm my suspicions. Yep. Kitt's made it. Kitt and Barrows both made their stops. So this one's going to be effectively for a top 5 place now as it stands. Minus whatever pit stop implications may be an offer, because Kalapa, if he gets his pit stop strategy, does have a chance to jump. Excuse me, does have a chance to jump them.
Yeah, indeed. Really hoping that beautiful Christmas-like themed BMW makes a move on that Ford Mustang. Because, I mean, he was close, but the gaps opened up a bit again, so not fun to see. He's using all of the track there, clearly. Taking a bit of AstroTurf even. For, I mean, a few pits, a few DNFs in the GT class right now. Garcia already with 2 trips into the pits. So,
oh wow,
something must have happened there.
Oh no, it's not into the pits. I thought he was going to go to the pits.
Just a tight line, probably.
Yeah, a very, very tight line. Closest battle that we have on track right now as it stands between Booth and Lotto. We'll see the rest of the how Max is going to develop 12 seconds off from Bartels. Bartels, I think, pitted earlier than Kit has done. So that will mean that Kit is... Wait, if Bartels is pitted earlier than Kit and Kit has jumped and Bartels has jumped to Kit, would that mean that pitting earlier would have been the best course of way? If that's the case, then...
It could have been, but we still have to take into account that Kit might have had to pit a bit longer because of damage. I mean, Scoro, for his incident, had a 93-second pit stop, which is, I think, more than a lap, so that's probably why he opted to DNF. It's not really worth fighting for positions you know you can't gain back. So, yeah, could have been that. Could have been an undercut working out better. If the undercut works out better, I think Kit and Bartels will be very happy of what will transpire in front of them. I think Cater will walk away with the win. The top 5 still all have to pit, but he still has a 19-second gap along with it, so I think Cater will win, and further down the grid they might have to fight a bit because of the pit stops.
Still a long way to go though, so I think it's still early showings for how this will happen. I think again, just for how well Cater has done, it's now approached to 20 seconds between himself and Rivera. Means that he's going to be pretty fine with this. But he is in the midst of a bit of a hypercar battle. It's actually between Ben Ward and Gushlag actually for P4. So Gushlag, I think from his collision with Sakura, doing all the more to catch his way up into the field.
Well, yeah, we're seeing a bit of slipstreaming action right now as it's getting darker and darker here around Sao Paulo. Ferrari chasing the Peugeot a bit too far to make a move into turn 1, but he still has the straight after the Senna S, which he will probably be trying to go for and make a move at the end of the straight there, as it does look like he has a better exit. But yeah, what he can go for the overtake, but the incident he had, I think it will be penalized. There's no other option in my opinion, except if he really has a damn good reason for turning in there, but I don't see it, man. I usually don't like to talk about incidents mid-race because it's very controversial. You never know the full picture, but what we saw there, issue or not, it's still very, very questionable.
17 minutes left to go. And Kenzo and Bradley in their respective classes have very well comfortably hold on to their leads since about the 30-minute mark and haven't really looked back since. Kenzo is looking for Pete back in Bahrain. He's managed to lead it fairly comfortably and he's going to do it once again. What a great way to put the Frenchman up into a charge. But Bradley Kane is going to take his first win since Fuji in season 10, not season 10, in season 15. So he didn't win the first race, but this will be a good chance to excel himself back into the main picture. And with Max Kit struggling as well with not quite an optimal pit strategy, means that it could be looking all the more favourable for Cater to take the championship lead for the first time this season. But Kenzo, he's not looking back, is he?
No, he's not. Yeah, I mean, the race has been very fruitful so far, I must say. We're 3/4 down, nearly, not yet, we still have a minute for that, but lots of things have already happened and lots of close things, incidents, heartbreak, DNFs, overtakes. I mean, I remember the 5-way battle near the beginning of the race, how close that was, especially with McCurdy, Hendricks and such. So yeah, very special to see as Gottschalk kind of getting closer to Ward again. Not fully yet. I mean, he was there earlier, but yeah, not right now. 1.7 gap. Not the closest of all the hypercars right now, because that would go to Ward, who is chasing Ksiki. So we might be able to have a look down there later.
Anyone's guesses between, well, anyone here for the viewers at the Twitch to see who can come out on top. I think that's Spakushkas in chat that's saying Retirement Gang is here, so he's unfortunate for himself. We can't see the replays though, Spakushkas, because of the issues with the replays, but do you happen to know how you not do you happen to know, but do you know why you retired perchance? I got killed by Max Kit and I took out Cheeky with myself. Ah, okay, that's the issue. Oh, that's so unfortunate. You were doing so well as well. Oh goodness me, another yellow flag. Well, what is here? Who's that going slow? That's Amoria Mar, gone sideways, nearly approaching for the final corner. That seems to be a bit of a spin on his own. And I'll have to be very careful in terms of how to rejoin. My goodness me, that's going to be so close. But with the 3-point turn, he does it well. So,
Yeah,
that could have been ugly, but he's done it well.
With how tight this track is, and then to crash near a wall, it's, yeah, very special. You will probably have to put some repairs on his rear wing there, because he did hit that wall quite heavily while reversing into that 3-point turn. But yeah, still 13 minutes to go. Not his best race probably, but as long as he can get some valuable points put down, it's going to be well for him.
Yeah, but Gutierrez was going slow, but that might be a bit of a timing tower issue, but you know what isn't a timing tower issue? This battle between Cheeky and Ryan Wart for P8 on track. And out from the exit though, a bit of a lap traffic means that Cheeky will have just a bit of a favourable gap than Ryan behind. In fact, Ryan's still pretty good. Break into the top 10. So of course, he's got a chance to get even more points. I think he's done very well to just not nitpick, but to just climb a step at a time further into the points, especially starting from where he is. I don't think it was easy at all for himself. But away, Cheeky will navigate past through to the cars, and Jabora and Taggart are going to be in a battle for P12 now. Going to go over through to the Senate S. Taggart's going to look over for a switchback into the second corner, but Jabora will say, haha, no. Through Curva de Sol, they'll go, and the BMW just seems to have a little bit more of an advantage than the Irishman behind.
Well, yeah, I mean, Taggart will stay in the slipstream right now. He will be trying to apply constant pressure, getting closer and closer, pulling dummy moves, which luckily enough work a lot of the times. We see it happen a lot during the Assetto Corsa races, I must say. Also some late lunges there, and I really hope to see some of those here, especially when it's getting dark, to peak endurance racing, also known as only seeing headlights for the rest of the race.
I can relate to that far too much. Spokushka said, I was trying to fuel save till the end of the race, and I'll never know if it would have worked or not. I think there might have been a good chance it might have worked, I feel, because I think because there are some tracks where it hugely benefits having to pit midway through, and then there's others which seems to hugely benefit. Wait, hang on. I think, did he say... zero stopping. He was trying to zero to stop the entire race. Or at least save on fuel as much as he possibly can. So that would have been also pretty impressive if that would have worked out. But yeah, as we said, we don't know. So it's very hard to guess. Roman McCurdy's gone off!
He's doing donuts right now even. I mean, not time to celebrate yet because you're P4, unfortunately. Yeah, wow, that Hendrix P2, I cannot complain. He's one of my teammates. I got a P3 around Fuji with him in an endurance event last week, but very unfortunate for McCurdy because he was driving very, very well in that Aston Martin, a car not very known for taking curves well. He's 1 second behind P4 right now, Gottschalk. Will he try and overtake him in the next 10 minutes? Will he then have the pace to maybe go after Wurt? It's going to be very difficult for him, but he shouldn't give up. As we can see, his glowing brake discs right now. Mainly the rear is glowing, so that should indicate that he's maybe running lower brake bias, maybe a bit of rear locking. We don't really know what happened during his incident, but yeah, he is getting closer and closer to Gottschalk though, and I can really see him getting that P4.
A very, very strong showing for Roman McCurdy on his Tier 1 debut here in the Phoenix Esports Le Mans Series. Has been in 2 Tier 2 races, both cultivated in DNFs, but it's utter heartbreak for Roman as he was almost looking to get a first podium, and it won't. It's not going to be, and that will be huge charge break for the Aston Martin driver. That's very rarely set to let a foot off the pace throughout the entire race. So yeah, it's gutting, really gutting to see that.
Yeah, I mean, you really hate to see it, especially knowing how hard and how difficult it is to drive the Aston Martin, seeing him overcome mistakes, twitches in the rear, to be P2 for more than half the race and now lose it, it really sucks to see. But he's gonna get Gottschalk, I think. I think he will be able to claw his way back into P4 at least, as we're seeing a Ford Mustang there nearly in the way. Luckily it didn't cost either of the hypercars much there, but Wurt also not losing too much time, but still being very close inside. Same for Hendricks. That's a 1 second gap forward. So they're all going to have to be very careful not to make mistakes in these closing minutes right now.
Running on board with Wart to see if he can make the move onto Cheeky. It's going to be quite close, but with good maneuver on the side, it will maybe work. Look at that, applying for the pressure onto the car up ahead. Is Ryan Wart going to have a look down into the near hairpin, as we often like to call it? Actually, see Francis down behind over a 10th. It's going to make this a free car battle for the.
Also, I know there's a pretty decent battle going on there, but is the zero stop allowed? Are they not having to pit?
No, they're allowed.
And that's... Oh, they're allowed, then yeah. I must really commend you for trying that then, Spakella. Because Sao Paulo is a track you can lift and coast at quite a lot, as we can see. BMW there, moving out of the slipstream. Nearly the NASCAR move there, nearly a pit maneuver. But no, he's making it work around the outside as they're heading into turn 1 right now.
Oh, Roman McCurdy's sucks out
it
for the
doesn't
pits.
look like it right now, but...
Roman McCurdy's sucks out for the pits, but Francis, meanwhile, is still going to try to apply the pressure to Wart, but it's not going to work. As McCurdy has to exit out, and it's bad news for him because he's got traffic up ahead to worry about. There is a lot of drivers that are actually not stopping here.
I feel very bad for him that he had to also pit then. Up ahead, Hendricks it's also looking like he's losing a bit of time as Christian Blin is in the pits right now. So it's really down
Lorenzo's
to
the leader
Hendricks.
now. And Ben
It's down
Ward's
to
in
Hendricks and
second.
Words.
So
I'm really excited to see if they can make it, if their energy tanks are able to make it, because it's running really close right now. It's 6
let's
minutes,
see.
20 seconds left.
Let's have a look here for the Virtual Energy Tank. 13, 11, 9, 17, 5, 11, 5. So Crucian and Cheeky desperately needed to pit, but it's going to be very close for Wart and Hendricks. I think Gottschalk is just too much under for the umbrella consumption to make for the pit stops.
Yeah, I think Gottschalk will definitely have to pit. Hendricks, I think he's right in the sweet spot. I think he's going to do a Road America IndyCar from last IndyCar season and just run out of fuel over the line.
Whoa!
And still be able to win the race. As we see a bit of contact there into the Senna as there's
Oh,
side by side still. Oh, and he spins!
Oh dear!
Oh, and the Ferrari gets collected. Oh my god. That's very
Bartels, is it? It is Bartels that has got hit with the front wing. Roman McCurdy now in a battle from Sebastian Ward, further down from behind for P9, but I think he's managed to overtake it and will hold on to P9 as it stands. But yeah, a bit of a real heartbreak there. Ben Ward and Hendricks now. This is going to be for the lead of the race now. 5 minutes left to go. Are we going to see some spectacle here? Look at this. Lorenzo has a chance to defend from Ben Ward down to turn 1. Lorenzo's eyeing for his first Hypercar win in his Phoenix Simsports career. Ben Ward is looking for a return for his first time this season in the Hypercar since being in the GT3s last season. So they both have got something to play for here.
I mean, it's going to be very hard for me not to be biased for Hendricks, but I think he deserves it, kind of. Hear me out. He has been fighting a lot in Season 15, getting better and better within LMU, within the hypercars, and he's told me himself he's really trying to fight for wins here now in Phoenix, in Season 16, in the hypercar class, and I think he's going to make it work. He's a brilliant driver right now. Ben Words, he's already proved himself. Will we see a new winner in the top class here today? 4 minutes and 20 seconds to decide that, and I mean, I really hope that, oh, what a move. I really hope none of them run out of fuel. The risk is more towards Ben Words because he had less virtual energy compared to Lorenzo Hendricks, but they'll still be fighting for it.
Hendricks has
Maybe
more
even
energy.
having to lift and coast mid-battle as we're seeing lap
Caters to the
traffic up
pits!
ahead right now.
Caters to the pits!
Oh my god.
Caters to the pits, that means Max Kint's leading! And Cater, I think, was trying to do a no-stop, but it doesn't work out for him.
I must say, what a race from Max Kid. Having that heartbreak in turn 1 in the Senna S's and then now leading the race with a 5 seconds spare, with not much time to go. What a comeback from him, I must say. It's really amenable. He's gonna win back-to-back probably.
Oh, look at this battle there. Mauro McCartney goes right down the inside of Ryan Ward, trying his best to rescue any sort of race that he has left up into P8. He will go and will apply the pressure on the Cheeky now for the remainder of the last 3 minutes now. But Ryan Ward looking to retaliate somehow in some way, but won't be able to do so. But Bradley Kaner, meanwhile, all the way down in the fourth, and this is not a chance that he wants to start his championship implications. And he's looking to be outside the podium as well with 3 minutes left to go.
I don't know what to say, man. Genuinely, Hendricks defending his ass off right now. There is no real definitive driver of the day because they're all fighting so well, so hard.
Cheeky in the pits. Cheeky in the
everything
pits.
happening right now.
Yeah, I honestly cannot believe it. Everyone's trying to battle up right until the last drop of fuel or the last percentage on their tires. I still don't know if it's going to be enough, to be honest. As I'm going to try and have a look here for the age remaining, as we're going to see the one more battle between these two, 8% and 6%. It's still a 2% difference, but Hendricks just has a bit more of the favor. But look at this. Bradwood's going to right down to the inside over to turn 1. Is he going to make it stick? And he's going to hold it on through. And the GT3 of Bradley Kaner is going to be in the way and will block Lorenzo. And that will up forward. He rings back onto the racing line. This is absolutely pandemonium, and Lorenzo by Bradley Kaner will hold on to the lead.
I'm literally at a loss of words. I cannot say anything because so much was happening there. Lorenzo retains the lead. He was kind of punched in. It looked like a bit of contact, not that much. There might be a penalty, hopefully not, maybe not, because in the end nothing really came at a big cost. But yeah, we're in the penultimate lap right now, and it's really going down to the wire. I think we might even see a photo finish, possibly.
Yep, down to the inside, Lorenzo will go, and Bartels has to try and make his way through. I think that'll put Wart just a little bit out for the racing line. As you can see over between Waters and Evo, this is going to be for P9 as it stands. Still a lot of positions to be gained here. Was it going to see anything out coming up on top? We're going to see the BMW make a move, maybe down for turn 1. He's going to have a look for it, and he's going to swing it down for the inside. And will it make it stick? I think it might be able to do so. Look at that, try and look for the switchback, but not able to do so. Evo has got himself back up into the top 10, but Sebastian is going to retaliate on the exit over for Curver de Sol, using for the snipshot of Interlagos. And look at this, really close, almost bomb drafting each other, and it's going to look down over through the Interlagos, but unable to do so.
Oh, we have a yellow out right now. I really hope it's nothing bad right now. As we've entered the final lap, Lorenzo Hendricks still leading from Ben Wirtz. It's gonna be so very close. There's still slipstream involved. We still have this straight, many corners, and then the final back stretch. Lorenzo has to try and break the draft, as there are still GTs ahead of him. He'll have to navigate them tactically, not lose a lot of time. Hope that the GTs can kind of bunch up Ben Wirtz for his own benefit, but Ben will still be trying to fight to get that win, to get past. It's looking very unlikely at this moment.
Down to the inside! That's absolutely opportunistic there, but who will come up from top? Absolute desperation, and one spins round!
He spins out, makes contact. I'm sorry, I have to say it, that was a very desperate move there, and unfortunately it cost him quite a bit. He's now down into P3. He's having to battle even for it with Dahl Peterson. My god, but we're looking at Lorenzo Hendricks right now.
Timer is done! The timer is done! The 60 minutes is over! And for the final corner, it's going to be the first time ever that Lorenzo Hendricks is going to call himself a hypercar race winner from all the failures that he's done to it. It is jubilation here in Peugeot. Through the checker flag he goes, and Lorenzo Hendricks wins here at Brazil. Daniel Scott will follow through behind in second place, and Ben will barely just about fend off from Dahl Peterson in third. And Peterson, with one of his best results yet, finishes over through in fourth. Max Kent, meanwhile, from the desperations in the turn 1 in lap 1, means that he'll get his second race win in a row.
Wow, that's all I can say right now. Wow. I nearly thought, entering that corner with words, that Lorenzo's race was over. He was going to be pit maneuvered, DNF'd, like losing positions, but no. What a race from all the drivers involved right now. Max Kidd as well. What? from losing those positions in turn 1. I said it at that point. It's lucky it's at the beginning of the race that he doesn't have to climb back up that much, but he still made the climb and he still won that race. As we're following Ryan Ward right now, crossing the finish line. Just wow. What a race. It's been very eventful here today around Sao Paulo.
Yeah, indeed. We can just see all the jubilation here. Hendrick's first words, indeed, yes. So it's a magical fairy tale from everyone here at Phoenix Sport as Lorenzo finally gets his well-deserved and frankly overdue, in my opinion, class race win here at Brazil. And Max Kitt, what a great recovery he did to get himself into a position that he is, with Bellman following through behind. And then we got Andrew Taggart and just a couple more completing through theirs. Sebastian Waters is one of the last three to go across the line, actually, as Harper's already done so through the 15th. So what a fantastic race, I must say.
Yes, indeed, man. Just wow. I'm top 3. Look at how closely it was separated as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
could
I
be a
think
bug,
that
I
was-
think, because
it's a
Lorenzo
bit
did
bugged.
look a bit clear.
It was bugged because it was Ben. It was because Ben and Kenneth were about a tenth from each other, but it doesn't seem
Yeah.
to be that way. So Lorenzo, what a fairy tale dream that was for him. He gets his first race win in his Phoenix Simsport career with Daniel Schottlach. With the incident early in the stage of the race, managed to recover fairly well to get himself a provisional podium for himself. So very good there for Daniel, I must say, for the German to do that. Ben O'Rourke gets his first hypercar podium in this season, with Cantal Pearson down through on 4th, done very well for the position that we in, and Kenzo, very unfortunate for him, had to pit at the dire stages, but if it didn't need a pit, then he was looking to be the race winner here. Still, P5 is going to be good points haul for his championship fight up ahead. Isan Gutierrez was about in the top 5, but couldn't quite muster it through in 6th. Roman McCurdy following through in P2 nearly all the way up until he just got left out of it, and 7th is all the best that the Aston Martin driver could do. Still very much kudos to him. Ryan Ward, having started in 13th, up into 7th, very good for him, with Ivan Francic down through behind in 9th, with Jacob Shibora completing over through to the top 10. Then outside for the top 10 through to 11th, and there's Andrew Taggart just barely out of the top 10 once again for the second time in a row for the Irishman, with Benito Luis following through behind in 12th, with Sebastian Waters, Daniel Cheeky and Emil Arp both all a lap down, with Maria Mar 2 laps down. Shakura having DNF'd because of the incident that he had earlier, and Wagner Markev having a disconnect issue, I believe, in the start of the race. And then following over 3, you've got the GT3s. Max Kitt, winner in race 1, winner in race 2. Fantastic there from himself, with Kevin Rivera manages to equal his best GT3 race results since back all the way back in Portugal and in the United States as well. So good indeed for the Puerto Rican there. Michael Bartels managed to make the pit stop early, pay off, very good for him to get up into 3rd. Bradley Cater leading all the way up, but the pit stops unfortunately let him down, and the best all he could do through is 4th. He was very lucky to get into the top 4 into the very end, with James Booth following from behind in 5th. Silver Klepa for the for the Ayrton Senna tribute livery car, manages to go through in 6th. That is extraordinarily good from him. And then following on through behind with him, we have Samuel Bellman in 7th, with Stuart Brady in 8th, and Harold de Kock. They've both been a lap down, Brady and de Kock, with Brian Garcia 2 laps down, but still manages to finish it, so it was pretty good from where he started. Outside from the top 10 though, however, we got Raul in 11th, 3 laps down, and then you have good retirements here, with Gabriel Lotto, Linus Bukushkas, and Brian Mass being the retirements here. What a race.
Oh yeah, and right now we have some drivers here in the commentary box who will be interviewing for their results, and I'm starting with you, Lorenzo. Your first win from P5, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
Talk us through
correct.
your race.
Yeah, it was the start was okay. I had a decent start, but then later on I saw the incident with Matt Scoro and Gottschalk, I think, with the wheel disconnection, I believe. So that promoted me to P3. And from there on, I just conserved my energy in the hopes I would make it to the end. And I did with 0.5% energy left. Which was like, it was mind-blowing to even be able to finish this race. I would never thought I would have been able to finish with the way that I got Ben Ward behind me, who was pushing like crazy, and he had enough energy left. So I had no, I could take any risk. I had to conserve still. So yeah, but in the end, I still got that P1 after all.
Well, yeah, I mean, very great race from you there. Then we'll go over to Gottschalk. Talk us through what happened with the incident with Skoro, because it did leave him eventually with a DNF.
Yeah, at the exit of the Senna S, my wheel disconnected or my full hardware disconnected, and that's why I was driving so slow. And at the moment where I was trying to reconnect it, I was hitting a bump on the inside, and my wheel turned to the right, and like I hit him. It was absolutely not on purpose, and I want to let everyone know that this was. He can report me for that, but like I was not able to do anything because of that.
Yeah, okay. And then talk us through the rest of your race, how you were able to finish P2 then.
Yeah, I had a quite good pace. Yeah, the pace from Ben was very good. I don't know, he was flying at some point, and yeah, pace was quite good. I was fine. I was like, what was hard to trying to drive fast and at the same time trying to save the fuel. But at the end, I was crossing the line with 0.1 left energy, and yeah, I was very happy with this P2 at the end. I was never thinking that it would be able to still finish on the podium after that start.
Yep. Then to round off our hypercar interviews, Kenneth Dahl Peterson, talk us through your
Yes,
race,
sir.
how your P4 came to be.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I gotta say. I have no idea. I changed from the Toyota to the sort of Fastini, and this was just a practice race. Yeah, so I did a short practice yesterday. Well, not a short, all the 3 hours, to see how the car reacted throughout the stint. But I saved too much, so could have had a bit more pace. But overall, first race in the Isata, P4. I'm very satisfied with that one.
I mean, it looked like a beautiful car, and it's very refreshing to see one of those cars on the grid. Now we're on to the GTs and back-to-back wins from Max Kidd. Max, please talk us through what happened at the start there and how you were able to recover from it. As we're currently not getting a.
Oh, my bad. My mic.
Yeah,
Forgot to turn my mic on.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
no
so that
problem.
is definitely not the full story. Back-to-back wins. In turn one, Bradley trying to avoid a wreck sideswipes me into the wall,
Yeah, we
which
saw that.
was
Yeah,
pretty disappointing, but we pushed through, right? Went all the way back to last place, and from there we just got our head down, started pushing, trying to get back within penalty range, and last to first, essentially, for the whole rest of the race.
yes, exactly. I mean, it looked like the qualifying already was very close, and we were already predicting a close battle. So to then see it fall apart in turn one, and then rejuvenate after the pit stop from the pit stop there, it was very great to see, and yeah, congratulations. As we're then moving on to P2, Kevin Rivera, how did your race go, man?
It was pretty good. Um, After all that chaos into turn one, and then I think I was in P2 after that, and I knew I was just fighting the guys behind me. Then I was talking with Bradley, and I was just asking him to stay within 20 seconds. If he stays within 20 seconds, I can get a win. But then he didn't listen to me and just pulled. I think it was like 23 seconds ahead of me before he pitted. So, but then he got that stopping drive-through for speeding, trying to go too fast, and I thought I had to win, but I guess I was reading Bartel's let Matt by, so that helped him. But hey, overall, it was a good race. I had fun, and we'll see what happens next week.
Well, yes, congratulations with the P2, man, and that rounds up the interviews from round 2 of season 16 of the Le Mans Ultimate Championship here at Phoenix. Any words from you to round this off, Amir?
What can I say? Absolutely fantastic race here into Lagos. A grand return here to the South American continent here for endurance racing in Phoenix Sport, and Interlagos well did truly deliver. We've crowned ourselves a new race winner.
Awfully quiet, so I don't think so. But with that, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in for tuning in.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. I muted myself.
You were muted. you were muted, man. I thought play it safe, rounded off, but closing words.
I was rounding it off. I was rounding it off. Thank you very much also to Arthur Belland for stepping up in such late notice. Yuo Sopelin has suffered from injury, so we wish him all very well for his very safe recovery with his knee, and I hope he gets all better very soon. So, you, if you're listening, all my best wishes out to you, but Arthur, massive thanks for you for stepping at such short notice as well, and I think it helped that you did watch the couple of last races, so you seemed more in tune with it. So massive thanks to you though, and more importantly,
problem.
What can I say? We've crowned ourselves a new race winner here in the hypercar class in the form of Lorenzo Hendricks. Well and truly deserved that race win in my honest opinion. And we've crowned ourselves Max Kent again. He's won second time in a row, almost following through what Bradley Kater did last season. But this time was very, very close. Having spun on the first lap, managed to recover it very, very well into a race win. And Kevin Rivera, one of his best results in second place. And Ben Vort capitalizing on that to a second place in the hypercars upon his return to the category. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll continue on through with more Phoenix Sport through action, following through on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But more importantly, for these ones here in the Le Mans Ultimate side of things, we'll continue on through to round 3 as we take right back to the place where we host our European Le Mans Series Challenge for 2 hours. It is Spa-Francorchamps that we're going to be hosting the third round of the series, and it's going to be the first time Season 16 is going to venture out to the great European continent in terms of motorsports. But until then, thank you very much, Arthur, for being here with me today. Thank you all very much for you to the fans for effectively being, well, the fans. And I've been Amirat, and we'll see you over next time.